Okay, welcome back to Cooking with MrDan. Today we're going to take a little trip. Oh, it's not down the mighty Mississippi. Hey, like that, huh? We're going to go to the Philippines. We're going to make a little snack, appetizer, whatever. They're kind of like an egg roll, and they're called, it's a Philippine style of lumpia. You can mix anything in them, ground beef, ground pork, a combination of. You can do chicken, shrimp, you can do turkey, whatever you like. But I'm trying to get as authentic as I can here. They were made, I mean, when I first had them was back in like 89, 90. I was 89, 88, one of those two. But anyway, a nurse I worked with named Tess, she was from the Philippines. We had a party at work, and she brought these. They're not really, well, they look like an egg roll, but a real skinny one. Well, it depends how you roll. But anyway, she made those, and she gave us the recipe, and every party we went to at work, they was the first thing to disappear. We used to make them at home, make them for wraps, for parties and stuff, and it was the same thing. First thing to disappear. Somehow I lost the recipe, couldn't find it. Well, I finally stumbled across the lumpia, and I said, Dad, I told him, that's the one. So, without further ado, we're going to get to the lumpia. Okay, so here's the star of the show, the lumpia wraps. You can use spring roll wraps, but these are the original. This is what you're supposed to use, but we had to go to Asian market to get those. Luckily, we have one right downtown. So next we have some spring onions. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what I made. Ground beef and ground pork blend, 80-20, 2 pounds. Got some spring onions there. We're going to cut part of those away. We're going to use the green and white part. Other green part's going to go into my freezer. You got some sesame seed oil, some kosher salt, some black pepper, soy sauce, ginger paste, and garlic, minced, 2 eggs. Next in line is the ground beef that we did in the background. I already cooked that up because I'm trying to speed things along. I got other things to cook today. I got some diced cabbage, red onions, and I did carrot and celery blend in there. So all that's going to go into our mix. And all these little spices back here that you see, they're all going to be between 1/2 and 1 teaspoon. All the directions will be down in the description box. All you got to do is check it out. Okay, so what we're going to do first, to get this out of the way, the recipe calls for 2 eggs. One that we're going to mix in with the stuff, and the other one is just the egg white. And that's for dipping your fingers when you get to the end, wrapping up the lumpia to keep everything nice and tight. So it don't come apart. It basically seals the end of the lumpia wrap together. Now these eggs, I'm not throwing this away. You can keep eggs just in case you didn't know. Once you open them, between 2 and 4 days in the refrigerator, I keep them in a little bowl with a piece of plastic on them. But at any rate, that's what you do, okay? So we're going to mix this up. Okay, that's done. What I'm going to do now is we're going to get the pan ready, and we'll be back, and I'll show you what we do. Oh, well, you know what we'll do first before we do that? Let's cut up the scallions, real tiny, like. Takes a couple of minutes. A couple seconds basically once you get together. What we're going to do is I'm saving this part because I put those in a jar with water, and I keep these alive. They keep growing for at least a couple of weeks, so we have scallions kind of fresh when we need them. The rest of the time I put them in the freezer. I got a bunch in the freezer now. So anyway, we're going to take these and we're just going to try to get a nice fine little cut on them. And we just want the green, well, the light green and the white part of the scallion. You don't want the dark green fluffy part. We just want these here. So I'm going to stop now. Okay. And these, I'm going to cut these up later and put them in my container in the freezer because they always come in good. And these here are just going to get mixed in the mix just the way they are. All right, let me get my pan and stuff ready and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So now we're going to put a couple tablespoons of oil in the pan. All righty. All right, it's about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. Now we're going to put our veggies in there. This is, you can see everything. I finely chopped everything. The reason you want to finely chop it is you don't want no big bulky pieces in there that's going to poke through those wrappers. Those wrappers are like paper thin. When you peel one off, you got to be real careful and real slow. And you put your hand on, you can just about see your hand clear as day through the wrapper. That's how thin they are. They are thinner than an egg roll wrapper, which I'll be making those soon also. I made Mugu Gai Pen the other day. I was going to do that one first. I think I said that in another video. But we got home, and Penny and I were running around all day. And what happened was we had trying to help the local farmers around here. They sell these little supposed 20 pounds of veggies for 20 bucks. And so we did that, and then, you know, help a neighbor, help a friend, so we got 2. But we took one home and leave, you know, they're supposed to give one to people that can't afford it, basically. But at any rate, we got home, we had there was a nice packed little thing. We had some onions in there, some yellow squash, which, you know, that's not my favorite. Well, Penny wanted to try them because we said, well, you've got to use them. And there was 4 or 5 of them in there. So got a recipe, put them in the oven, but this coating that was on was unbelievable. Had a nice kick to it. Anyway, I'm going to pour in some pepper. That's basically 1 teaspoon of pepper. If you can believe that, that's a lot of pepper right there. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce going down. 4 teaspoons of salt, kosher salt that is, going down. Then we have, and remember, kosher salt isn't as salty as regular table salt. And then we have a teaspoon of the garlic paste. Trying to get that out of there. There you go, buddy. Get out. Get out of that spoon. Get. Okay, man, you can smell this already. This is just the vegetables. This ain't even the meat mixed in yet. The meat's already cooked, so I'm just trying to soften this up. The idea is to try to get it nice and everything melts together and it's soft. You don't want to, like I said, no poking, no holes, okay? And then we have my onions. They're going down now. And just keep mixing that a little bit. I have this really, this is not on high. I mean, this is on my normal 2 or 3. But this is going to go quick. This is basically done right here, but I'm going to add the meat and let them cook together for a little bit and mix it around. But after that, then the rest is just the lumpias. I'm going to show you how to unpeel those while I get this ready. See, that we got to let this cool also. This is another thing. When you get done cooking this, you want it to cool a little bit so you got to manhandle it. You don't want it hot so it's going to burn your fingers, see? So, but anyway, this is a real tasty thing. And then we have like a sweet chili pepper to dip it in. When we go down to eat it, there's another recipe that Tess used to make it. I don't recall that I liked it that much, but I don't think it's that sweet. It's got soy sauce in it and I don't know, some other junk. But I'm going to see if I can find that because that's part of the original deal. And I just want to keep everything nice, you know. Try to keep it as authentic as I can. And all I did with this meat here has no seasoning in it. All I did was take it, put a little bit of oil in the pan so it didn't stick too bad. By the way, that was the pan I used was the new wok that Penny got me, the cast iron Lodge wok. I'm gonna show it to you, but I didn't use it because after I got done, I cleaned it all, re-seasoned it, and I was like, oh no, because I was gonna use it again, but I didn't feel like doing all that again 2 or 3 times in one day, because then I would have ended up using it for my sauce, my mushrooms and sausage thing I make, the sun shrooms. But at any rate, I got that to do today. But back to the original story, what started all this, we got all those veggies, right? So then when we got done, we made the squash, and that tasted good. We were just gonna eat that for a little snack. Well then, I said, heck with it, I got everything already here. So then I made the movie guy pan, and Penny comes in, well, I thought you was gonna film it at the pen. I said, you know, I just wanted to hurry up and get done. You know, we cooked, we went out, we did all kinds of stuff that day, and anyway, so we did cook the movie guy pan, and I'll tell you, that was my best one yet. Penny loved it, and she's not a real movie guy pan fan, but she loved it. And we were talking the other day, she's got some stuff she wants me to try. We're gonna do the Mongolian beef and different things with chicken. There's a ton of chicken recipes you can find. But it's, you know what, it changes it up, but it's really good, and it's healthy for you if you when eating it, if you don't put all that the rice and everything. We've been using cauliflowered rice, or rice cauliflower, whatever you want to call it. We've been using that in place of rice, and I'll tell you, you really can't tell the difference once you start eating it. You know, you put butter on it if you're having it with something else, and you mix a little soy sauce when you're having your Chinese stuff, and it really does taste like rice. I made the recipe, the cauliflower fried rice, and that's what we were using. So comes in pretty good. But in here, yeah, I got a bunch of little, I like the orange, the carrots in this. This is really, I like. And I put red onions in it this time. I don't know, I just like the color. And as you can see, I don't want to say it, but let's call it this way. I'm hitting on the meat, trying to get it, you know, as fine as I can. I know I'm using the rubber spatula, but I got a non-stick pot here. I don't want to mess it up or any lot more than it already is. That's basically all I use in here, but it's like when Emma comes home to cook, or I don't know, the first thing, and I catch her and I start yelling at her, and she said, well, I didn't know, whatever, you know, no stick, tells her, don't, you know, you see it all the time, don't use the metal, don't do this. But anyway, it's all in the course of a day in Mr. Dan's household. But anyway, it's been raining here a lot. Yesterday was the first day we got in the pool in, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, maybe 6. And it was nice. The water really wasn't all that warm because of all the rain we've been having. Okay, I'm going to shut this down now. And I'm going to show you in a little bit how to peel the lumpias. We'll start with that, because this has to cool down a bit before you can touch it. So I'll see you probably in 15 minutes or so. I don't know, give or take. We'll see. All right. Well, I'm back real quick. I just put the egg in there. I almost forgot. I was like, oh, the egg. And then I'm going to drizzle every little bit of sesame oil. You don't want to overdo the sesame oil. That stuff can be kind of overbearing at times. And the thing is to give it a little flavor, not to overpower it, and then you're not going to like it. Too much sesame is not good. I mean, it doesn't taste real. So anyway, that's all you're doing is just mixing this in. It'll help hold everything together. Like I said, the other egg, I did the egg white. That's just for at the end when we're going to seal up the seal up the wrappers at the end. But anyway, I got this actually turned off. This is just the residual heat that's still in the pan. All right, we're out. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so, okay? Okay, we're back. The meat's pretty well cooled. Okay, now this is where it gets pretty tedious, especially when you see really how thick these are. And when I lay them down sometimes, I think it's harder for me to peel them, so I hold them in my hand. I ripped the stack in half anyway. But just to give you a little idea, like I say, you can see it, you can almost see your hand through there, right? That's how thin they are. And I've got four or five of them peeled up. This is if you ask me, it's the biggest pain in the whole process is separating these. But see how they're so thin, they're almost like a puff pastry when they're stuck together, just layer after layer. And you get 2 packs of 25 in a box. That's if you get the Lumpia brand. But as you can see, it's a slow, you don't want to just rip it, because then you won't have no. Now if you do get a hole in it, hopefully it's on a spot where, like now, see, it's ripping on the other one below it, but it'll be like on an edge or something where you're not going to see it because you can tuck it in. Nothing will leak out. All right, we'll be back and I'm going to peel a couple more of these. And I wrapped my first Lumpia. Okay, so we're going to wrap us another one. I wrapped my first one. This is going to be the second one. I hope everybody's watching this, because I wrapped my first Lumpia of this new batch, and I was so excited. Right? 2 to 3 tablespoons of your mixture. Now the other thing that you want to remember, these get dried out pretty quick because they're so thin. So you want to try to work as quickly as possible. The thing I've got over here, I didn't show you, I've been putting my Lumpias under a wet paper towel. So the shell's not the wrapper, so. And then you fold this in a little bit more, see? You just want to try to keep it looking even. Okay, and then we're going to egg white it up. Egg white over here, and we roll it home. Alrighty. So, as you can see, this is going to be a long, drawn-out process for 2 pounds of meat, but we're on the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these, and we'll get back to you when we're pretty well done, okay? Okay, we're back. I've got about 12 of them or so rolled up here. I'm thinking the oil's done, but what you do, you can take a piece of the wrapper, stick it in there. See how it's starting to boil up like that real quick? That tells you you're good enough to start cooking. So give me a second and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're getting ready to cook our little Lumpias. And just to tell you, when you take these, you want to put them, face them away from you, and slowly drop them in the oil. You don't want no splashback. That ain't gonna feel good. Again, real slow. Again, real slow. And one more time for good measure. Put them in there a little slow. And don't overcrowd the pan either, because That drops the oil at a temperature, the oil temperature down, and it just takes it longer to cook. What you want to do, remember, all this stuff's already cooked except for the wrapper. You can actually eat the wrapper raw, but at any rate, you just want to get these like a light golden brown. And for now, I'm going to rest them on I got a rack over there. I think you can see it. But I'm going to rest them on there initially. Then I'm going to take them and try to get them, put them upright in a high edge pan so that they can, and the oil's still left in there will drain out the bottom so they don't get all soggy. That's a little tip for you. See, it doesn't take long. See how it's starting to get the golden brown already? Just like that. See? I think I get that from my grandfather. He used to say it all the time. Instead of saying C, he'd go E. Yeah, thanks, Ralph. Okay, there you go. He was a good old Italian boy. I learned a lot from he's my great-grandfather, Ralph DeRosa. He taught me a lot about, I learned some about gardening from him, but mostly about grass and other things, painting, and I helped him with his outside. I think he didn't need no help. He just wanted me to stay out of trouble. I wonder if it worked. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to cook these up. And I'll probably make a few more. Oh, I got a ways to go yet. I didn't even get halfway through the pot yet. But these things are well worth it. If you guys make these, and you should, you're going to love them. You know, and you can also freeze them. That's another thing. You can freeze them like after you wrap them. Get a layer of wax paper, put it long enough to where you can fold it like the size of the wrappers, and you stick it in the Ziploc bag, and you line the Ziploc bag. You put these, you know, you line them up on top of the wax paper, and then you fold the wax paper over, and you can put another layer in there. Then you can put them in your freezer just like that. And they'll last pretty much for months, put it that way. Or you can cook them like this, and also put them in the freezer. But yeah, I'm getting ready to take these off. See, they cook up real quick. I mean, it's not like it's, you're just trying to brown up the outside. All the meat in that's already cooked. If you know, we cooked it already. You and me. Have a sip of water here. And I think tomorrow, if I get a chance, I'm gonna make something you guys probably never heard of. Is General Tso's cauliflower. You make it the same way you make General Tso's chicken, but this time we're gonna use cauliflower. Now you see the steam shooting up the end of this hole here? There was a guy told me one time, if you blow in one end, all that steam will come out the other end and helps cool it off so you can eat it quicker. I don't know if that's true or not, but if you see the steam. It's just coming up like a little chimney stack. It's nice and hot. See? Put this on the rack. And see how they're just nice and golden brown. That's what you want. You don't want to overdo it. Okay. Again, for a safety-minded people. And then slowly bring it down. See? Just like that. You don't want to get burnt. Be careful of your fingers though. Mind how far away the oil is when you drop. You don't want to cook one of your fingers, eh? Move this over. I'll try to get one more in there. Oh, alrighty. So, with that, after this batch is done, we'll meet you over at the taste tasting table, okay? One thing I want to show you, this is what I'm going to use to dip. sweet chili sauce. It's maypoi. It's real good. Okay, we're gonna give these a quick taste test because I want to get back and finish cooking these. I still got my mushrooms to make. All right, so just like I said, if you stand them up, the theory is if there's any excess oil, it should drain to the bottom so these don't get too soggy or whatever. I know they're gonna be hot, but I'm gonna bite one anyway. Okay, here's your sauce, the chili sauce I got here. Put a little dip to it. Wow. You guys are going to love this. I don't know if you heard the crunch, but it's got a great crunch to it. That's the outside. The inside. Pretty much taste all the ingredients. It's flavorful, I'll tell you that. It's got all kinds of taste in there. But if you could taste these when you made them, you'd know why they're the first thing to go at a party. They're delicious. And Miss Tess, if you're out there, thank you for the memory. These things still taste great. And Eddie, you could probably make these for Ava, and she would love them. As for Joe, you know, you don't have to put any meat in these at all. Just mix up as many vegetables as you want to put in there, and you can do that too. For those of you that are like on a diet or whatever. But for me, I hope Patty don't eat too many of them. But as usual, if you like the recipe we just did, please give me a like, thumbs up. If you want to share this, go right ahead. I'd like a lot more people to taste it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And thank you, Patty L, for tracking me down. I changed the name of my YouTube channel, and she was still looking on the old channel, and I only had a couple things on it. I think I erased them. But anyway, here, Patty, here's for you. I would love to stay here and have another one, but I gotta get back to cooking it. I'll see you all later. Stay safe. Put your mask on. Wash your hands. I'm stepping over the dog. All right, we're out.